All right, guys, today we have this 2007 Subaru Impreza WRX STI in Obsidian Black, Pearl, of course. In my opinion, this is the best year for the STI. Being an 07, it's got the beautiful Hawkeye front end, as well as the long gear ratio transmission only found in 07 and up. So 1 year could you get the second generation with the long gears. It's a 2-owner car. We bought this out of Vegas, but it spent its life in California and Arizona. It spent the remainder of its life in Arizona. Of course, a rust-free car. This is also an all-stock STI. The goal of these videos is to just show you the car and be straightforward about everything, to just, any defects that the car may have, what you should expect as if you were to see it in person. So we'll start off with this. The car was repainted at one time. We aren't really sure why. It does have a clean Carfax. There's no frame damage. But the car was repainted, so I'm not sure if it was vandalized or what. I'm not real sure. But in the sunlight, it looks great, but I can I could just tell by looking at it that you can pretty much determine that it was repainted, but it's not terrible. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible. Show you the front end. Now, typically on these bumpers, this is unpainted, but on this one they went ahead and did it. You see that there's actual paint on the headlight. A small dent here. There will be some rock chips. Those are the fog lights, which is actually not very common on these Hawkeyes. Most of the time you have the STI covers. Tires have great life on them. Fresh oil. We had done a new clutch. So it's got a new clutch, fresh timing belt, fresh oil, and there was an evap leak, and there's actually a little line above the gas tank for the evap system, and that line was starting to leak, so it would pop a code for it. So we dropped the fuel tank and replaced that line and passed emissions now. In the paint, you'll see all these imperfections. Personally, paint work kind of bothers me. If I were to buy this car, I'd probably wrap it or something. But it's really not that bad. I'm just meticulous. But anyways, there's really not many dents or scratches on this car. It does have the factory silver BBS wheels. This is brake dust on there, so these wheels may look dirty, but this is the brake dust that actually stained the wheel itself. So you're gonna get that. If you can get the gold BBSs, that's what I would do. It just looks awesome with black. Then the headlights, they've seen some fade, which may be a reason why the car is repainted at one time, if the paint just got too sun faded. But these are somewhat oxidized up. I do have another set of headlights that I will throw in with this car because they've just been sitting around the shop. But I'll show you what these look like. They got the black housing. Yeah. Let's give it another set if you want to do anything with that. And let's pop the hood. This is all stock. Now on the front subframe support, it's you won't be able to see it with this cover on, but it's slightly pushed in right here. You can actually see how the cover is pushed in too. So I'm not sure if they hit something, if they pull it to a curb too far and kind of bend it up. When I had my drag car, I used to jack it up from this support thing, and you're really not supposed to do that because it's actually pretty thin metal. And then over time it started kinking up. So don't do that on these cars. From personal experience, show you the interior. Interior looks pretty good. The seats look great. The other side. On the bezel right here, it looked like someone put the wrong chemical on it to clean it. So it kind of, really hard to explain it because you can't feel it, but it looks like it's damaged. Anyways, sorry, it got interrupted. But let's go fire this thing up. Go in here. AC works really good, radio. All the electronics work in this car. Cruise control. Center diff. This allows you to control how the drivetrain is split up. So if you want to control, if it's like 50-50, 20-80, 40-60, you just press this button and you'll scroll down. It gives you all the options, and you can even lock the rear diff on this car. But I always tell people, leave it in auto mode because it's self-adjusts. It works really well. You can see the miles. Oh, you hear the engine. And it does still have the stock exhaust. I recommend upgrading this because it is very quiet. You get no Subaru rumble whatsoever. And we'll go pop the trunk. Got the spare tire. That tire's probably outdated. I wouldn't really run on that one. A little bit of a rev. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Transmission shifts great. There's no grinds or weird pop outs. Car drives really well. Then the mirror, you can see kind of the mirror has a little bit of that going on. That usually comes from sitting in the sun. So this car has definitely seen some sun. But the dash is still in great condition. It's not cracked or fading. And you know, typically the dash on these cars, they hold up pretty well. So, all right guys, if you want to make sure this car is still available, go to azautohunters.com. Click the link to view our inventory. And if we don't have this one, we may have others, such as this STI or this 05 we got in. Anyways, thanks for watching.